Why didn't you come to me?
Well, hello to you too, Danny. Come to you about what?
Don't play dumb. Don't insult me by playing dumb. You know what I'm talking about. What you did for me, what Eden did for Bill, I squeezed it all out of her, Tony. The connected crew guys that Bill accidentally put on Lewis Construction payroll, these meetings that you've been having with this shadow person, Bruzy, trying to recruit you in his war.
Okay, so I should have come to you, huh?
Yeah, you should have come to me and told me what was going
you
down.
could do what?
What do you think? I would have dealt with Bruzy.
Really? You would have? Because I had to do it, and you know I had to do it, and I will keep dealing with things, Danny.
Not anymore. I'm involved in this now. Got it? So tell me about this shadow person. Do you know who it is?
As far as
Do you know if he's got an angle or?
As far as I could tell, he was just passing on information.
No,
Right?
Tony, nobody does something like that for nothing. How did you get a good look at him? You didn't?
No, that's why we called him the Shadow.
What about the way he spoke?
Well, he disguised his voice.
I know that. I'm talking about his pattern of speech, the words he used. Did he sound well-educated or blue-collar? What?
Educated, yes, definitely. Vocabulary, he was very articulate. He was very persuasive.
So what, a lawyer, maybe, or a politician?
Not sure. What about a professor?
Ross is all three, but that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, there's no way he'd help me. He'd love for me to not find out and lose the election. What about somebody in law enforcement, Frank Cooper?
No. Again, what would be the motive for him to warn you?
Yeah, but somebody in law enforcement makes sense. This guy obviously has information on Salerno and Bruzy. There's Arturo, right? He's a cop, an ex-Fed, law degree.
Yeah, but being Ian's brother, she would have known. I mean, I will say he sounds like a pretty good fit, though.
Why?
This guy, the Shadow. He was cocky, like Arturo is.
So, okay. So this guy's cocky. He's not afraid to do something like this. So he's got to have a decent amount of power.
Right.
He's well-educated, articulate. He's got to be connected to law enforcement because he knows about Salerno and Bruzy. Who did I just describe?
You think so?
Well, that's one way to find out.
Let's do it.
Mr. D.A. Mind if we join you? How's it going?
So what do I owe the honor?
Well, it turns out that we have something in common, or someone, actually.
Who?
Tony actually met the guy, not me, right here in the parking garage.
Never gave me his name.
But from what he said and how he said it, we're pretty sure he was you. See, it turns out that this mystery man, what are we calling him now?
Shadow.
The Shadow.
The Shadow?
The Shadow. It turns out that he gave me a very timely heads up. Really saved my neck, actually. The Lewis brothers, too. And the longer we sit here, the more convinced I am it was you.
Well, oh, Danny, come on. Well, first of all, I'm confused. So are you accusing me of doing something nice for you? Wouldn't that be out of character for me?
Very. Depends on what you thought you had to gain.
You've lost me.
Okay, then hear me out. I never thought of us as, how do I put this, as being on the same side. Maybe we still aren't, but I now know why you never opposed my campaign, why you even encouraged me to run, because it turns out that you and I maybe have some of the same interests. Am I right?
I don't know, are you?
Hey, you told me not to tell him. He dragged it out of me.
Dragged it out? What are you talking? Someone spiked my seltzer, I think.
Why would you warn me that Bruzy's guys are on Lewis Construction payroll? What would be in it for you? Why wouldn't you just let me self-destruct so that Ross Marler could get elected? Because you know what would happen to this town if Salerno or Bruzy were to gain a foothold here, and you also know that as mayor, I would keep them out because I understand these guys much better than Ross Marler ever will.
Danny,
Jeffrey. Now, I understand why you wouldn't warn me in person for obvious reasons.
So you used me to do it for you, operative word being used.
Okay, well, however it went down, whoever was involved. I would just like you to know that we're on it now. Tony and I have dealt with our fair share of turf wars. in
No,
our
Danny,
day.
not like this you haven't. There's just some big elements here that you guys are not grasping.
Please, enlighten us.
Why?
Well, why what?
Why?
Enlighten us.
Why have two crime families chosen this moment in time to come here and wage war in Springfield, little old Springfield? Must be something lucrative. Lucrative enough to shed blood over. Something with a lot of profits. And whoever is willing to go after those profits is going to win the day. Any ideas?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's only one operation that could fit that description.
Drugs. You were saying?
There's a new drug on the streets. It's a pharmaceutical cut with meth. It's very cheap to produce and therefore very profitable.
I know what you're talking about. D.
Give the man a cigar.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
The trafficking seems limited right now, and the volume on the street seems minimal. That's only because there aren't established pipelines to move the stuff yet. But once this stuff catches on, whoever has established an infrastructure, whoever gets the business.
We'll make a serious killing.
Exactly. Something worth fighting over, don't you think?
You have any idea how soon this expansion will occur?
It's already happening, Danny. Kids are dropping D on the street as we speak.
All right, well, where are they getting it from? Where is it,
We don't
where
know.
is it coming
We
from?
have no idea. For all we know, someone could be making it right here in our own backyard.
Dad, if we didn't care about each other, I would say we could just let all this go. You know, fathers and daughters sometimes take wrong turns and end up on opposite sides of life. But I don't believe that about us. I love you so much. And I know you love me, and I know that you love Robbie. You even have a place in your heart for Danny. See, whatever I'm trying to do, I'm doing it for our family. So that we can be whole again. I don't... okay. I refuse to create that kind of life without my father by my side.